All right, so today, well, on this one, we're going to have kind of deal with overlapping action. So we're gonna pull this back, shoot it across. We're gonna put an object right here for it to hit, come off, and kind of bounce and settle. And then this thing is going to react off of that motion. Like I've discussed before, like with the two ball bounce, is you want to do this ball first, then do this one. There's no point in doing them together. And let's put this to 1. I gotta put this one also to 1. Start on 1. I'm on 30 frames a second. Let's compress this to right now to 61 frames. We don't need to be working with more than we need. I'm going to start on frame 10 and drop a key, and then have it shoot across about 20 frames, drop a key to about here. Pretty fast. I'm going to create a, let's go full screen here. Hit spacebar in here. Create a cube. Come in the space, you can see it's a little bit off. Just want to line it up. All right. Just going to go and then bounce off. And then kind of just, I'm going to give it a little settle. All right. I want this to kind of just wiggle a little bit more perfectly. It's not bad what I did, but if you jump into the graph editor, you select the last little bit here. Overall, it's actually working pretty nicely. So say if I put this one there, this one halfway, so it bounces back, eases in, and then settles back down. It's a nice loss of energy over time. But it looks weird that it's shaking here because it eases in, it slows down, and then it kind of bounces off really quickly. Let's fix that. If I want this to slam into this thing, I need this to be a V. So I'll straighten it and then I'll break it. And then I can take this and arc it up. Take this one and do the same thing. So it's going to have a much more hit there. That looks a lot better. Excellent. And down here, we have two options here to do an anticipation here. I can go to frame 5, drop a key, come to 10, pull it back, and then it pulls back before it goes into the wall. The other option is I can actually just take this guy here and pull it back. Interesting. Now it kind of pulls back, but I kind of want this kind of slow pull back. So you can select it here and hit the flatten tool. There's also the ability you can right click on the key, go to tangents and flatten it that way. There's multiple ways to flatten it. I'm actually going to drop a key on frame 1. I want this to kind of be a nice slow pull back before it really kind of goes in. Excellent. So now we're kind of done with the ball. Overall, it's getting the feeling that I'm looking for. Now we need that little ball underneath to react to that motion. So as of now, if I select it, there's no keys on it. So I have to kind of go through and kind of figure things out. I'm like, okay, here. Or the other option is you select them both and all the keys appear. Selecting one, the top one highlights the bottom one, but when you drop keys on it, it doesn't drop keys on here. But if you select them both and go to frame 1, drop a key, frame 10, drop a key, 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 you select it now there's all those markers there. So you have your kind of your timing placed in. So now it's going to come to this way. I want it to drag. And it comes to this way. Pull it way back. And it's I'm going to give it 4 frames to swing all the way back. Basically, after this point, these keys don't matter. Let's see what we have so far. Not too bad. And then let's have it swing back with less energy. And this is, you're going to kind of have to figure out the amount of energy you want it to have it swinging. How fast do you want it? It doesn't feel too bad. Giving it like 11 frames to swing back down. But I'm trying to lose the energy. Kind of working. Got some more frames to work with. And then zero it out. I'm going to jump into here. So you can kind of see it losing energy. And overall, I think it did a pretty good job. This is when it hits the wall. So let's linear that. And it swings over and it starts to settle. So this is 3, 2. Also, just be aware the 3, like it's every time it's gonna, those lines are going to possibly change by scale. If I come in, there's going to be more lines if I pull out. So you just try to find one that kind of works. Like, so right here it's 1, 2, 1. If you really look at it, 70, and then it drops it down to 40. So it's not half, but you can see it's quite a bit less. Now it's down to half. Half. I select these. Let's go to 8, 4. Let's see what it looks like. The timing, I might still need to tweak the timing. You can see all of a sudden it gets a little quick at the end. I need more time. Let's go to 120 on this. Now it feels a little too slow. Nice. Now we have a little anticipation, and then it goes and hits. But I want to work on this anticipation part here. I got the wobbling working. But the anticipation here, as you see, it goes over, and there's no really kind of follow through. Sometimes people will animate it like that. And this is supposed to be hanging. It's not a tail, doesn't move on its own. It's supposed to have a drag effect. So something to be aware of is this tip of the ball should never go past this line over here till this ball goes. And as you can see, it's going over here, so it has a life of its own. So let's give it a little hang. So drag, and then it comes over here, and that's overall working pretty well. But at frame 10, it's slowing down. So this actually should start to swing back underneath. And then it starts to go over here. So I'm going to drop a key, actually. I think I want to give it a little bit more life over here. A little bit more drag. So now, when this ball starts to slow down, which is probably around frame 7, I'm going to drop a key here on frame 7 on this thing here, and then hit delete. And you can see it starts to swing in. So now it kind of hangs and then swings in because it wants to be underneath it. And as that thing starts to slow down, it starts to swing back underneath. And you get that little drag effect. It's subtle, but it feels pretty good. And if you really want, we can have a little bit more fun and get this ball up a little higher sooner. It's really getting that drag in there. You can kind of see it pop up. Let's get rid of it. Gotta stop it first. Let's get rid of 16. Yeah. If you want to have a little fun with this, you could actually, if you want, select this ball. You come over to here, you can unlock these and start moving it. Actually, what you probably want to unlock is the up. Just the up. Lock these back down. And then you can move it left, right, and kind of have the ball reacting. You can have it hit something else, stop, and then ease in, and then just animate the ball reacting to the motion, kind of practicing that overlapping motion, if you want to. Or just move on. The next one is going to be interesting. We're going to start dealing with offsetting. All right. See you then.